Hello race fans, and welcome once again to the Apex This iRacing League. We're here for round 7 with the Supercars RUF. This is our last time at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park this week, and the guys are getting ready to wrap up qualifying here. A little bit on the cool side there, 67 degrees, a lot of humidity in there, 85%. Winds are only 1 mile an hour. Track temperature is 82 degrees, not too hot, and so we'll see how that works out for them today. We're going to take a look at the standings here. Let's look at the Supercars first. Dustin Burkhalter and Douglas Doucette, they're first and second. Troy Banks is up in the 3rd position with 78 points. Paul Slavonic 4th. Bjorn Dench is 5th. Stacy Dunnigan 6th. Ismail Sierra 7th. Andrew Rasmussen 8th. Eddie Vila 9th. And Jeff Corolla round out the top 10. In the RUF series, Jaron Haslam has a very commanding lead over the field. Jordan Johnson 2nd. Carlos Lopez in 3rd. Bjorn Bench is 4th. Eric Elkins 5th. Steve Kubay 6th. Daryl Karp 7th. Michael McCoy in 8th position. Shane Hunter 9th, and Tommy Regan is in your top 10 position there. Now we're getting ready to set here to roll over to the race itself. We'll see what's going on here. This is the qualifying session. I'm sorry, they're actually getting ready to start qualifying. My apologies. I'd say they were wrapping it up. They're actually starting qualifying here. And we're going to wait for some cars to come out on the track here. Looks like I see Paul Slavonic here. He's on course. See what kind of time Paul puts down. He's on his got a 1:17.692 there. Not showing any other cars on track at the moment. Sonani had a little off there, so that'll negate that particular lap. There's Dustin Burkhalter. He may be fixing to go out here shortly. Now this is Slavonic on his second, another hot lap actually, not the second one, but the last one he had an off, so that lap got discounted. Try to keep it between the grass this time, get a good lap time in, see if he can beat that 1:17.692. making his way through, getting ready to come up to that final right-hand turn here. That has been a little tricky one for some of the other series. Let's see what he gets this time. Does he improve? Okay, looks like, okay, my system was acting funny. I thought it was showing the beginning of qualifying. I was right. They were wrapping up qualifying there. So here we go. We're going to go to the starting grid here. Waiting for drivers to enter the track here. While we're doing that, we're going to show you the starting grid here. Paul Slavonic is your pole sitter. Dustin Burkhalter starting P2 and P3. Kent Kruger. Fourth place is Doug Doucette. Fifth is Edwin Martinez. Sixth is Troy Banks. Seventh place is Tommy Regan. Brandon Piper starts eighth. Jordan Johnson ninth. Jaron Haslam rounding out the top 10. Carlos Lopez is 11th. Adam Baltudis is 12th. Oops, I hit the wrong button there. Sorry about that, folks. I was like, where'd my stuff go? Adam Baltudis is 12th. Then 13th, we have Steve Kube. Eric Elkins, 14th. And 15th, David Hudson. Bjorn Benches is 16th. In 17th position, we have Shane Hunter. Daryl Karp is 18th. And starting shotgun on the field is Lincoln Russell in P19. Field's getting ready to start off here. The pace car is getting them lined up here. And we have two different classes here, of course. The Supercars are in one class and the RUFs are in another. They have two pace cars, and they will be taking them out. I have two separate pace cars, and space out the two groups a little bit there, because there is a little bit of a speed difference between the two. And there's pace cars rolling off, and we're getting underway. Slavonic leads off the first group. And there's a second group there. Their pace car, for some reason, isn't visible, but you can see they are spaced out, though. Make their way around this course. MOSPORT is 2.43 miles in length. The city of Bowmanville, Canada. Reagan and the RUF cars there. Dustin Burkhalter and Slavonic. Making their way down that fairly lengthy backstretch there into the final section. The RUFs they're quite a ways back. I believe they're getting ready to enter this final left-right hander, and the pace car will be pulling off. And we'll be getting underway here.
Green.
Pace car is in, and we're racing at MOSPORT. Here come the Roofs, and they're racing. Regan's leading them across the start-finish line there. Saronic Baltutis, I'm sorry, Saronic, Burkhalter, and Doucette. The top three right there. Oh, Slavonic looks like he went a little wide there. Boy, that daggone, that double right-hander, it just really catches people out. Slavonic now in third position. Dustin Burkhalter now your leader. Being hunted down by Doug Doucette. Tommy Regan, he's continuing to lead the field in the roof division. Jordan Johnson working on taking that position away. Not too much pressure from behind from Piper just as of yet. Here's that tricky double right-hander here. Meanwhile, up the front, Burkhalter continues to lead. The top three there, Burkhalter, Doucette, and Slavonic, have separated themselves from the field a little bit there. Further back here, there's Kent Kruger. He's trying to chase down Troy Banks. Regan, he's the first car in the Roofs, and he's 13 seconds behind, and they usually tend to catch up to them. This track is so back and forth. He's not really making a lot of progress. He was 13 seconds. Now he's just over 14 seconds behind the Supercars. It's not all about pure speed at a track like this. A lot of handling. The elevation changes and just direction changes are so abrupt here and constant. May offer a little bit more of an equal playing field here. There's Troy Banks. Moving back to the roof cars, here's Lopez trying to chase down Brandon Piper. They're having a pretty tight battle there up the front. There's that double right-hander. They all got through there. A little further back, there's Elkins. Eric Elkins. He's being chased by Jordan Johnson. Well, Johnson making a move there, trying to make a move, going down to that first turn. Looks like he does manage to make the pass. And we do have a few retirements here. There, Hudson Baltudis, Hunter, Lincoln Russell, and Daryl Karp did not apparently did not start the event. So we've got 14 running here. There's Edwin Martinez running 14th. He's in the lone Holden that's out on the field. All the rest are the Supercars. Oh, and he has a little loop. Oh, bang into the wall there. Fortunately, they do not have damage on in this series. And in his haste to get going, he's backed into the wall again, and maybe a little frustration there for Martinez. Burkhalter, they're getting ready to come around to put him a lap down here. There's Burkhalter in the distance. That track map has been wreaking havoc with me today, folks. Sometimes it just goes away, and I don't know why it does that. And it does not want to come back. Ball to Burkhalter. Slavonic and Burkhalter come together. I guess Slavonic, he felt it was at fault for that. He did the sporting thing there and allowed Burkhalter to get himself together and get going again. That allowed Troy Banks into the front. Now the question will be, can they run him down? He wasn't exactly gaining on the leaders. The two front runners had actually pulled out quite a bit. There's Doug Doucette. He's already on his tail there. There's Burkhalter and Slavonic. Here we go, that double right-hander. Hasn't been able to quite get him just yet. This is most of their events are 40 minutes timed event, and we're here just over 9 minutes into the event. We're going to try to restart here, see if we can get these graphics up here for you. There we go. Boy, well, that was a huge change there. And now that Banks and Doucette are in front, Burkhalter, he's gotten away from Slavonic, over 3 seconds behind. Can he now catch the other two leading cars? There's Slavonic. I don't know if he had a spin or what, but he definitely lost pace there with Burkhalter. And there go the RUF cars right in the back there. Carlos Lopez is taking the lead in the RUF division there. Regan has fell to second. And he's also under heavy pressure by Jaron Haslam. Several good battles going on all over the track. This particular facility has offered some very good racing. The guys really cannot get away from each other here. And like I've said in a previous broadcast, it seems like you got to battle the track almost more than you battle the driver. Lopez, Regan, and Haslam there running nose to tail just about. There's Jordan Johnson. He's not far behind. Further on back in the field, there's Bjorn Benches, and that's another three-car battle cooking up here. Benches riding along in that Apex disc machine. Oh, it looks like Slavonic's having problems. That may have been why he lost touch with Burkhalter in the first place. Let's go look and see if we can see what happened there. Looks like Slavonic went off track here. Oh, and Troy Banks. Whoa, and he tangled with Troy Banks. Troy Banks was already losing it. Now we're live again. Doug Doucette is now your leader. Troy Banks recovered, though. He's still in second. Dustin Burkhalter is way back here. Now Burkhalter, he's got quite a few roof cars there between him and the two front-running Supercars, Lopez, Regan, Haslam, and Johnson. And speed-wise, I don't think he's going to be able to get past them to catch the two front-running Supercars. They, of course, will be eventually, perhaps, get run down by the RUFs. Tommy Regan has managed to separate himself a little bit. And Martinez, let's see what happened to Edwin Martinez. He had a problem somewhere along the way. Carlos Lopez. I believe that's who I was referring to, though. I want to say he was the one that had gotten ahead of Regan. And he did have an off earlier. We didn't get a chance to see that. We got reports that Brandon Piper crashed. Let's see if we can see what happened there. There's Piper getting back on track. Currently running 8th in class, 13th overall. Dustin Burkhalter, he's pretty much hanging with those roof cars in front of him. Oh, somebody's popping in and out there a little bit. Looks like Jaron Haslam. And we see Kube, he's sitting stationary on the track, not sure what happened there. Let's see what happened to Kube here. Oh, and he just hopped the curb there, or tapped the wall a bit. A couple of pirouettes, and now he's back on his way. That grass is slick out there too, folks, trying to get back on track. Meanwhile, up the front here, Doug Doucette, he's pulled out a healthy lead over Troy Banks, just over 2 seconds. Doug and Banks, the two lone Supercars still ahead of the RUF cars there. Looking back to Banks here. He's got Tommy Regan. They were around 13 seconds in there. He's once again in the 13. They were 13 to 14 seconds behind. I tell you, the RUF cars, normally we see them eventually catch the Supercars, but that's not happening here tonight, folks. We've got at least 2 in front, and if they keep it on track, they're giving the RUFs all they can handle tonight. 3rd place overall, Regan. There he is with Jordan Johnson. Now still 12 seconds behind the 2 leading Supercars. All of these quick turns or changes of direction is not allowing them to apply the power that they have there, just the pure straight line speed. That's typically the advantage of the RUF over the Supercar. And with tricky turns like that, it does level the playing field a bit. Johnson, doesn't have too much pressure there from Jaron Haslam. They get ready to make their way down to the start-finish line here. Haslam thinking about making a move on the inside. I'm sorry, that was Johnson thinking about making a move on Regan. Martinez is coming into the pits. And looks like he may have put it behind the wall here, folks. They do have a 19-time incident limit, and then there's a pit road penalty after that. But it doesn't say that they're disqualified or anything. Troy Banks is now into the pits. Now he may be serving a pit road penalty here. Well, looks like he's getting some tires from the looks of it. As the rest of the field goes by, Banks is back on his way. Now Doug Doucette, he continues on. That lead is starting to come down now. It has been in the 12 to 13 second range, and now it's in the 10 to 11 second range here. Tommy Regan's trying to run him down. He does have his own problems, though, in the form of Jordan Johnson. Jaron Haslam not too far behind either. They have separated themselves a bit from the rest of the RUF cars. There's Elkins. He just got past Dustin Burkhalter. Burkhalter had a handy lead there and got caught up in Troy Banks' spin there and lost a lot of momentum. Now he finds himself in, he's still in second place actually, but he's sixth place overall. He was leading the entire field. So still not bad as far as a class position. You look at your track map there, Doug Doucette, he's at the very top at the end of that long straight, and Burkhalter is just going down that straight now. So he's got a bit of work, and they're at 22 minutes now, so they're a little over halfway. Maybe a bit of a tall order for him to run Doucette down at this point. Jordan Johnson, he's found his way past Regan. Further back, there's Elkins, followed by still has Burkhalter behind him. Everybody else is pretty much spaced out pretty good. There's Paul Slavonic. Him and Burkhalter were running away with it there at the start of the race. And they both got themselves together back in 6th and 7th position. Actually still second and third overall in class, so it's still an important battle here. That tricky left-right hander there onto the start-finish straight. Here we come up to that tricky double right-hander soon. Trying to make a move on Burkhalter here for position. And he manages to make the pass. Here we go up to that tricky double right-hander. Let's see how they manage that. Saw a little twitch there. They both make it through. Now it's on Burkhalter's shoulders to run down Slavonic. Try to get that P6 position back. Meanwhile, up front, Doug Doucette, he's the lone remaining supercar ahead of the RUFs. And he's mowing the grass there a little bit. Whoa, taking a long way around. That's, oh wow, that really cut it down there. Just there is Jordan Johnson. I think Johnson's going to get him here in a second. There he goes. Nothing he can do, just trying to get up to speed. And then more RUF cars going by. There goes Tommy Regan. There's Darren Haslam. He's going by. Clipped the curb there a little bit. Doucette still he's still the leader, you know, in his class, now running 4th overall. Elkins is way back behind there, and there's Slavonic and Burkhalter behind him. Throwing benches. He's battling with Stu Kube there. They're both running 5th and 6th in class, and also 8th and 9th overall. Negotiating that final turn. We're at 26 minutes, 27 minutes now. 13 minutes left in this event. They're just putting up a good fight there. Oh, and hangs on there in that double right-hander. Kube unable to take advantage. In fact, he's lost a little bit of ground. Meanwhile, up the front here, Jordan Johnson starting to come under a bit of pressure there from Regan. It's a bit of a gap, but it's still just over half a second. If I'm mistaken, that gap will evaporate. Darren Haslam hanging in there in P3, both in class and overall. You said he's got a very comfortable lead over Paul Slavonic, well over 8 seconds there. Brandon Piper, he's had a few offs, but he's continuing along, running in 11th position there, 8th in class. We have Kent Kruger running 12th. That's Troy Banks behind him. That's a battle. It is a battle for position there. Like Carlos Lopez. Let's see, did something happen? The benches went off track there. Let's see if we can see what happened there. Oh! Spun hard into the wall. Okay, back up the front here, we have Jordan Johnson. Regan's kind of hanging around that half a second gap, though, unable to quite close in. He's not under too much pressure from our Haslam there. Haslam, he's been kind of trailing along roughly 3/4 of a second to almost a second behind for quite a while now. And I don't know if he can't get closer or is just kind of biding his time a little bit, trying to save the equipment. Johnson continued to keep a solid gap between him and Regan. Now at 32 minutes, oh, did he? Okay, it sounded like you could hear him sliding there a bit, but able to keep it on track. Less than 8 minutes to go now in this event. Haslam trying to get a little closer to Regan now. Now only between 3 and 4/10 of a second. Slides back out to just over half a second. You make up some ground in one place, and then, you know, like we've seen that plenty of times in the past, a guy will be good in one section of the track, but not quite as good in another section. And that can make all the difference between getting that opportunity to pass or not getting it. That tricky double right-hander. Powering down that long back stretch into the left right-hander onto the front stretch here. And they are drawing closer, though. Regan's now only 2 to 3/10 behind Johnson. Johnson's starting to feel the heat now a little bit. It looked like we just had a position change for the Supercar. Slavonic, he's gotten by Doug Doucette there. And here they go to that tricky double right-hander. Getting ready to approach it now, that is. Like up and over. They both make it through cleanly. This is pretty much a rhythm track. There's Eric Elkins, followed by Dustin Burkhalter and Steve Coubet, being chased by Carlos Lopez. Bjorn Benches, he's battling it with Brandon Piper here. Benches in the 10th position. Piper trying to break into the top 10 there. Taking a look on the inside, right at that double right-hander there. Piper looking on the outside just a little bit. Getting ready to come down to the final turn here onto the front stretch. Benches hops the curb a little. That upset the car. It might have been just enough, and it was to get Piper around. Oh, and Benches hard into the wall. Oh, no. And Benches, yeah, he doesn't want to be facing that direction. There's Banks, and I think that was Kruger going by there. Man, that's a super tough break for Bjorn Benches. That was your leaders just going by, I believe. Jordan Johnson, he continues to lead now at 37 minutes, 35 seconds into a 40-minute event. And he's got plenty of company. Slavonic, he's pulled away from the second place Supercar of Doug Doucette, so not too much of a battle going on right there at the moment. They may have time for maybe one more lap once they come around here. Regan trying hard to get that first place position. They clipped that last apex so close to that wall. Bjorn Benches got just a little too close, paid the price for it. Trying to find a way. Jaron Haslam, he's never quite able to mount a super attack on Regan. Took a little bit of a look there. I heard somebody crash. That was Troy Banks, one of the supercars there, and they all made it through. I think that might have caused some of them to check up, though, and that allowed them to space out quite a bit there. Probably threw off a little bit of Regan's momentum there that he was mounting on Johnson. About 30 seconds to go. They're going to hit the start-finish line. This will be your final lap, folks. Not too much pressure from behind from Haslam there. Slavonic, he's just started his final lap in the lead Supercar. You said he's over 5 seconds behind, so no chance unless Slavonic has an off somewhere. Johnson making his way around. Here's that double. No, not quite just yet. They just came out of it, actually. He's got Kent Kruger in front of him there. But he's over almost 3 seconds down the road, so he probably won't catch him. Boy, well, that'd be something if he catches him before the start-finish line or before that final turn. That'd be the worst place to catch lap traffic. Getting ready to set up for the final right-hand turn here. Johnson holds on, and he is your winner. Good racing all around throughout the field. There's Paul Slavonic. He's coming across the line here with the Supercars. Or actually, he's already crossed the line. There's the field lining up. And everybody coming up now for the class photo. Let's take a look at your finishing results here. And we don't want practice, we want the race results. Pardon me there. Let's we don't want those. I apologize, this software is really acting up on me tonight. We're gonna go back to the race lineup. That'll show your results there. Tommy Jordan Johnson, your winner. Tommy Regan second, Jaron Haslam third, Paul Slavonic fourth, Doug Doucette fifth, Eric Elkins in sixth position, Steve Coubet seventh, Carlos Lopez eighth, Dustin Burkhalter ninth, Brandon Piper rounds out the top 10 there. In 11th place we have Kent Kruger and Bjorn Benches 12th. Troy Banks actually ended up retiring the car. He finished 13th. Edwin Martinez also retired in 14th position. And the rest of the field, actually, Adam Baltudis, Carp, Russell, and Hunter, I don't believe they started the event at all. So that they were out from the start. And that will do it tonight, folks. We thank you for joining us. And there's the old smasheroo there. Been watching the Apex This iRacing League, round 7 of the Supercars RUF series here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Hope you enjoyed the race tonight. Hope you don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe so you'll know next time we're going live. For all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.